The headline: Bandits kill driver, abduct 2 on Abuja-Kaduna highway. 5 killed as herdsmen attack Enugu community. Yobe records 85 deaths of cerebrospinal meningitis. 2,510 recover in 4 months. And on the foreign scene, Kenya dam burst and 42 killed. Welcome to News Updates on Trust TV. I am Lilian Ogazi. Now to the news in detail. Bandits have shot dead a driver, simply identified as Danladi Jobe, and stole ₦1 million cash while abducting 2 others along the Abuja-Kaduna highway. A resident of Jere, Yahuza Al-Hassan, who confirmed the incident on Monday, said it happened around 9:33 p.m. at Dogonfile, few kilometers away from Jere town. He said the deceased was returning from neighboring village market where he conveyed bags of pepper alongside the owner to sell, in which he said the bandits suddenly emerged from the bush and opened fire on the car, killing the driver instantly. Al-Hassan, who also identified one of the victims as Shuaibu, whom he said is a farmer, was whisked away alongside one other person after bandits took away ₦1 million cash from him. The spokesman of the Kaduna State Police Command, DSP Mansa Hassan, is yet to comment on the incident. Moving over to Enugu State, where suspected herdsmen on Sunday evening reportedly attacked Nimbo community in Uzowani local government area of Enugu State, killing at least 5 persons and wounding several others, according to reports. The suspected herders attacked mourners at Ugujijoro Nimbo community, causing people to scamper for safety. Although the police are yet to issue any statement on the incident, villagers identified 5 Badits as victims of the dastardly act. Nimbo in Uzowani local government came into the limelight in 2016 for similar incident when herders attacked the community, killing scores and sacking the entire village. Still on issues regarding insecurity, the multinational joint task force progresses with Operation Lake Sanity 2. Boko Haram hideouts in the Lake Chad region, spanning Cameroon and Nigeria, are seeing an increase in surrender recently. 6 additional terrorists have surrendered, laying down their arms. On April 17, 2024, a 19-year-old Boko Haram terrorist named Alhaji Ali surrendered to troops of the 403 Amphibious Brigade of Sector 3 in Mongono, Nigeria. Initial investigations revealed a 3-year affiliation with Boko Haram's Buduma faction. Statement by Chief Military Public Information Officer Lieutenant Colonel Abubakar Abdullahi said Ali hailed from Masram on Lake Chad Island and residing at Duguri highlighted the growing discontentment within the group. And the statement further revealed that on 25th April 2024, 2 more terrorists, Haudo Sadiq and Kadja Usman, turned themselves in at Balangwa, Cameroon, to troops of Sector 1 in the Dakar area of southern Lake Chad. The MNJTF calls upon other Boko Haram terrorists hiding in the Lake Chad Island and adjoining communities to cease hostilities and embrace peace. Now moving on in the FCT, the operatives of the FCT Police Command have arrested 2 notorious robbery kingpins, Ibrahim Hailaru and ex-convicts from Kano State and Babaginda Mohammed of Maraba, Nasarawa State, in connection with series of car theft. Statements from the police office public relations officer SB Josephine Ade said the suspects, who have been on the wanted list of the command for the past few months, were trailed to and arrested with the aid of digital reconstruction intelligence in a hotel in Nasarawa while lavishing the proceeds of their crimes. Exhibits such as 5 vehicles were found and myriads of items reasonably suspected to be charms were recovered from the suspects. The Commissioner of Police in the FCT, Bennett Igwe, reaffirms his unwavering commitment to ensuring the safety and security of life and property of residents in the FCT. Still on insecurity, 4 kidnap and murder suspects alleged to be involved in recent interconfraternity clash between different cult groups in Eket local government area and its environs have been arrested. Police Public Relations Officer at Akwa Ibom State Command ASP Tim Fon John, who said the suspect confessed to the crime, stated on Monday in Uyo that the command was determined to rid the state of criminal elements. John revealed that the ammunitions like one English pump-action rifle, one short machine gun, one locally made revolver pistol, 11 rounds of 9mm ammunition and 4 rounds of live cartridges were recovered from the suspect's operational base in Uyo. Among those arrested is one Victor Osoro Eyare, aka Tenda Iseyerudwa village in Eket local government area, who has been on the command's wanted list for being a ringleader terrorizing Eket, Etinan, and Ekbarawa axis. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu says collaborations and inclusiveness are invaluable to achieving global food security, addressing collective challenges, and driving innovation across a chain of interest for a more stable and prosperous world. Speaking during a high-level panel session at the World Economic Forum special meeting on global collaboration, growth and energy for development in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on Sunday, Tinubu said collaboration and inclusiveness, especially with regard to Africa, are elemental to building a future of hope, peace and progress for all. He said capital mobilization, which is needed to spur economic growth and associated with advancement in Africa, cannot be overlooked any longer. The president points that the continent is richly endowed, but that the diversity of its resources must reflect in its wherewithal and economic realities. The president called on global leaders to pay attention to the development in Sahel, emphasizing the need for a studied understanding of the vectors of the current situation, while suggesting collaboration in the pursuit of enduring solutions. In her remarks, Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund, Kristalina Georgieva, commended President Tinubu for offering insights on how to execute strategic economic reforms.
We are able to manage that turbulence because we prepared for inclusivity in governance and rapid communication with the public to really see what is necessary and what you must do. Today's forum is equally valuable for us to share experiences and share the hope of the future. What is missing? And I'm glad the kingdom rely on the window, the word collaboration and inclusiveness.
Now on to some matters of the judiciary. The Judicial Commission of Inquiry set up by Governor Abba Yusuf to probe his predecessor Abdullahi Ganduje on Monday had its inaugural sitting. During the sitting held at High Court No. 2 Audu Bako Secretariat Kano, the chairman of the commission, Justice Farouk Adamu, said the commission was inaugurated on April 4th to recover misappropriated public properties and assets. He gave May 29, 2015 to May 29, 2023 as the period under review for recovery, which represents the 2 terms of Abdullahi Ganduje as governor of Kano State. The commission said the meeting was preparatory to public hearings coming up in a few days. The chairman said the commission will review the sale, disposal or allocation of all government-owned properties, institutional buildings, including school buildings, government hospitals, praying grounds, historical and cultural sites, and monuments, graveyards and other open land or spaces within Kano urban area or other urban lands in other parts of the country belonging to Kano State from May 29, 2015 to May 29, 2023. He said the commission will also, among other terms, provide a comprehensive inventory of all such affected properties to determine the cost or value at which such sales or allocations were made, and also provide the estimated current market value of such properties. Meanwhile, the Federal High Court in Abuja has granted an interim order sought by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) to freeze at least 1,146 bank accounts belonging to individuals and companies over allegations bordering on unauthorized dealing in foreign exchange, amongst others. Reports said that the other offences being investigated by the EFCC bordered on money laundering and terrorism finances. Justice Emeka Nwite, in a ruling on the ex parte motion moved by counsel for the anti-graft agency, Ekele Iheanacho, also granted the Commission's application to conclude the investigation within 90 days. People from various backgrounds across Nigeria are responding to the wave of looting incidents gripping the nation. In Owerri, the capital of Imo State, residents are voicing their discontent over the nefarious actions of certain political office holders who are exploiting the system. Trust TV's Ajibade Praise has the details in this report.
Undoubtedly, many public office holders in Nigeria, particularly those who are politically elected, benefit from a degree of immunity that shields them from scrutiny while in office. This immunity often emboldens them to engage in various forms of financial misappropriation and looting during their tenure. Unfortunately, they are often only held accountable after their terms in office has ended. Regrettably, these acts of looting, which amount to billions of dollars, euros and naira, have had a detrimental impact on the nation. Urgent action is required to prevent continuation of this negative trend.
Nobody is above the law when it comes to corrupt practices. It has to be reduced, no matter who they are, whether it be the president, whether it be the governor. They have to be checkmated while in office. They must give account. It happened in other countries, it should happen here.
The first thing is that every Nigerian should know that Nigeria is suffering as a result of this looting. Whether we like it or not, we are suffering a lot, and then we have it affecting every aspect of the economy. So I want a situation whereby this thing can be courted, can be worked on.
When they are still in the office, when they are, no matter what, no matter who you are, no matter the rank, no matter the office you are occupying, they let justice be passed at that moment once the person first the law, because nobody is above the law.
Nigerians are calling for a robust mechanism to be established to tackle corrupt practices and prevent public office holders from plundering the nation's wealth. They believe that politicians should not be shielded by their parties if found guilty of corruption.
If I'm in a PDP or APC and someone also in APC is looting Nigerians' money, stealing, why should we keep quiet simply because he's from the same party? And it's really affecting. And one evil done in APC gets down to the whole party. The party will be known as a corrupt party or a stealing party simply because of one person, what the one person does. So all these things should be put in place. Whoever that is responsible for this should pay the necessary price that needed to be paid.
There needs to be a system whereby we can checkmate these people while they are in power. They need to be, though I commend the EFCC, but there should be something that will checkmate them before they leave office so that they can be accountable to our money and all these things that they are doing. Not after they've left the office we begin to hear such things, and it's really affecting the country, affecting the economy.
The public strongly opposes the practice of politicians switching parties to evade scrutiny after committing fraud. They believe that such behavior should be vehemently discouraged. Furthermore, they assert that regardless of their status, any political office holder implicated in corruption must face legal consequences. Ajibade Praise, Trust TV News, Owerri.
The Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, JAMB, has concluded plans to release the result of the 2024 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination. JAMB Registrar Professor Ishaq Oloyede is scheduled to hold a press briefing in Abuja on Monday regarding the release of the result and related matters, as indicated in a notice circulated to media in the capital city. The notice was made available by the board's head of public relations, Fabian Benjamin, on Sunday. However, there are indications that results would be released on Monday for the candidates that participated in the UTME in the first few days, while others would be released after due diligence is completed. The board had earlier clarified that the decision to delay the release of the result for a few days was made to allow ample time for thorough scrutiny. This is news updates on Trust TV. Coming up, Katsina government takes measures to prevent flood. More news when we return this day. You're welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is news updates on Trust TV. Let's take a look at our headlines again. Bandits kill driver, abduct 2 on Abuja-Kaduna highway. 5 killed as herdsmen attack Enugu community. Moving on now, the Yobe State government says 85 persons have died from cerebrospinal meningitis in the state, while 2,510 have recovered from the disease between January 2023 to April 2024. The Commissioner for Health in the state, Lawan Ghana, while addressing journalists in Damaturu, has also refuted the purported social media report on the alleged death of 200 persons in Potiskum and Manjare local government area of the state. He explains that a thorough investigation was carried out with epidemiologists and the state primary healthcare centers to authenticate the purported report, noting that it was false. Lawan, who admitted that the hot weather is contributing to outbreaks of diseases, asked the public to ensure they sleep in ventilated areas as well as report any suspicious symptoms to health facilities. Flood disasters claim lives and property almost every year, especially in the ancient city of Katsina. Now, this may be averted upon the completion of some major drainages being constructed in the state capital. Katsina residents tingling with pleasure over the construction of the drainages and their decade-long desire has been actualized. In Katsina, Atla Yemadi has the details of the report.
Residents who are hopeful that these projects will be completed before the 2024 rainy season set in said they can now sleep with their 2 eyes closed, bearing in mind how devastated floods have been in the state over the years. The flooding often comes with loss of lives and property in the Katsina city, resulting in displacement of many residents, especially those living along the high-risk communities of Kofar Marusa, Kofar Duribi, Kofar Sauri, Koramar Nelli, and Kazira. This project has rekindled hope in the minds of not only people around the high-risk areas, but residents of the ancient city as a whole, assuring government that the work will be fully protected against vandals. We thank this administration for this project, and I believe this is the first time I have seen a project that touches on the lives of Katsina residents directly. Many people lost their children, animals, and other valuables during flood disasters, which occurs almost every year. This gigantic project, when completed, people living around the streams will have peace of mind. Flooding, which often becomes a yearly occurrence, will be history. I must appreciate the Environment Ministry and Governor Diko Umaru Rada for executing the project. Katsina State Government, through the Commissioner of Environment, Musa Adamu Funtua, assured that the project, according to contractual agreement, is expected to be completed in the next couple of weeks. The Commissioner of Environment also said the flood control project was jointly funded by Katsina State Government, assuring that the water from the city will be harvested for irrigation, fish farming, and other purposes near Shinkafi village, a suburb of Katsina metropolis.
So as far as I'm concerned, this kind of a life project for the entire people. Let me tell you, the lifespan of the project is going to spend 45 years. The quality of the project. How many of all of us are above 50? Yeah. so some of us we are 55, 53. So look at this. At the same time, I'm really happy. Today even I go around in collaboration with the Commissioner of Land and Survey. I see how the layman happy about the project. So being a privilege given to me as a supervising officer, I feel that to be in something good is good in life.
This initiative, when fully completed and implemented, will not only control the annual flooding devastating Katsina residents, but also provides job opportunities and food security for the state. Public commentators are asking the government to plant economic trees near the major drainages to control erosion, which will also beautify the affected areas. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Away from that, the Defense Headquarters has gratitude to the Duke and Duchess, Prince Harry and wife Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, for accepting to visit Nigeria in May 2024. They will interact with members of the armed forces and participate in a variety of cultural events during their stay. The Duke of Sussex established the Invictus Game, an international multi-sport competition that provides a rehabilitation route for sick, injured and wounded service members worldwide. It also gives soldiers awareness and recognition in society to support their path in rehabilitation. The Invictus Games had about 500 participants at the last outing and 21 nations in attendance, including Nigeria, which made a headway with gold and silver at its first outing last year. Acting Director of Defense Information, Brigadier General Tukur Vasau, in a statement explained that the visit is to consolidate Nigeria's stronghold at the game and the possibility of hosting the event in later years. On May 8th, Harry will attend the Invictus Games 10th anniversary celebration at St. Paul's Cathedral in London. Soon after, he will be joined by Meghan in Nigeria, according to the reports. At least 42 people have been killed when a dam burst in banks near a town in Kenya's Rift Valley, the local governor on Monday says, as heavy rains and floods battered the country. The dam burst near Mai Mahiu in Nakuru County, washing away houses and cutting off a road, with rescuers digging through debris to find survivors. Monday's dam collapse raises the total death toll over the March-May wet season to 120, as heavier than usual rainfall pounds East Africa, compounded by the El Nino weather pattern. Meanwhile, the Kenyan Red Cross said on Monday that it had retrieved 2 bodies after a boat carrying a large number of people capsized at the weekend in flooded Tana River County in eastern Kenya, adding that 23 others had been rescued. Video footage shared online and broadcast on television showed the crowded boat sinking with people screaming as onlookers watched in horror. Still on the foreign scene, Burkina Faso has suspended a swath of international news organizations, some indefinitely, for airing accusation of an army massacre of civilians, with the communication regulator CSC adding more outlets over the weekend. Among those named are French newspaper Le Monde, British publication The Guardian, German broadcaster Deutsche Welle, and French broadcaster TV5 Monday. They were suspended for reporting on a Human Rights Watch statement accusing soldiers of killing at least 223 people in revenge attacks on 2 villages on February 25th. Other news media named by the CSC in an order dated Saturday were French regional newspaper Quest France, African websites APA and News, and the Swiss-based agency Ecofin. Already on Thursday, the CSC announced it had directed internet service providers to suspend access to the BBC, VOA and HRW from Burkinabe territory for 2 weeks. Moving over to sports, where British heavyweight boxer Anthony Joshua says he expects to fight at Wembley Stadium in September. The 34-year-old stopped Francis Ngannou in March in his last fight, his 4th win in a row. Matchdom are planning an event at Wembley, and Joshua said it would be on either 20th or 21st September. Joshua could fight the winner of Daniel Dubois, v. Filip Hrgovic, or Deontay Wilder versus Hele Zhang. All 4 heavyweights fight on June 1st as part of Matchroom Boxing 5 vs 5 card against Queensberry Promotion in Saudi Arabia. Joshua was set to fight Wilder last March before the American suffered a shock loss to Joseph Parker in December. The Londoner fought MMA fighter turned boxer Ngannou instead and knocked him out in a 2-round in a dominant performance. Wilder, 38, decided against retiring in the wake of his last defeat and said a future fight with Joshua can still happen. Still in sports, Thiago Silva has announced he would be leaving Chelsea at the end of the season after spending 4 years at Stamford Bridge. He made the announcement on Monday on the club's official website. In a farewell message addressed to fans, Thiago said Chelsea means a lot to him, adding that he joined the club with the intention of staying for only a year, but it ended up being 4 years. Thiago said his sons play for Chelsea, saying it's a source of great pride to be a part of the Chelsea family. While thanking the club and fans for support, he admitted that what has a beginning also has an end. Thiago has made 115 appearances for the Blues since joining in August 2020, where he won the Champions League, FIFA Club World Cup, and the UEFA Super Cup. With that, we've come to the end of News Update on Trust TV. Do well to follow us on all our social media handles. I am Lilian Ogazi. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.